Why'd I come to Guilford? Well, the bus broke down in front and I had no place else to go, and no, I'm only kidding. That's what I told the trustees actually one time.
I wear a mean dark pair of shades, and you can't see my eyes.
And you know, it's all about me anyway, right? So.
I get teased, I get joked upon, I return the favor. Just don't call me Kenny. You can call me asshole, just don't call me Kenny. My nickname at St. Francis in my fraternity was Flabby Shabby. My fraternity mug has Flabby in the back of it, even now it's upstairs.
Ooh, coming down the grand staircase. Remember I told you about the mug? See what it says? Flabby. And notice when it's upstairs, it's always faced this way.
Now you say, why is that? Well, I was 200 pounds. I was never fat, but I was just chubby all over because I loved to eat and I had no self-discipline. I mean, if you put a steak in front of me, I don't care how big it was, I was going to eat the damn thing. So they called me Flabby, so Flabby, Flabby, Flabby. And if you ever call me Flabby Shabby on campus, you'll never graduate. It's really hard to generalize. There was about 1,500 students all in when I got here, both adults and traditional. We were, as a community, much more left of center than we are now. We're still left of center, but some people were off the liberal deep end. Lots of goths, lots of students dressed all in black. We had lots of athletes too. And I don't think, you know, if you look around, the campus's reputation for being a bunch of hippies with piercings and tattoos was not true then, and it's not true now. But the reputation was that way then, and now I think the reputation is we're still left of center, as most colleges are, but we're more diverse with athletes, non-athletes, preppies, service learning, Quakers, Catholics, Jews, Muslims. So, best part is their intensity. Whether they're athletes on the field, whether they're socially active students, whether they're student government. Not every student, but most students are very intense about what they feel and what they want to do. The worst part about Guilford students is they don't let the facts get in the way of their biases. It's amazing how many people believe stuff that is not true and go off and take action based on it. Or they take action based on one side of a story.
Mostly meatless Monday, it makes sense to me.
The place was run down. It was very poorly maintained. They had run series of deficits. They were gutting the endowment by taking too much out of the endowment. But they had a great student body. The teaching here really matters. And I hadn't been in a teaching institution ever in my life because I'd been basically research universities or research colleges. They had a fabulous faculty, still do.
Oh, but isn't the fun police?
We're making wishes to the right pumpkin. Would you like to make a wish, Kat?
Oh, I hope that Aaron and Steve make a lot more money next year than they do this year. Is that a good one? You like that?
That's good.
I had been at Bowdoin College in Maine for 11 years. I had already announced I was leaving, and I had no idea what I wanted to do next. You know, I've been a vice president for 11 years. Maybe I could think about being a president. It wouldn't be crazy. Particularly with some of the clowns I'd finished teaching at Harvard, I figured I could do that job. You know, I'm at least as smart as they are. They had offered me the job of president of Guilford College. The second one was to be a managing director of a hedge fund, which would have made me a lot of money, in theory. Remains to be seen. And I didn't know what to do. And my father passes away right at this point. Talk about something that really makes you think inwardly what you want to do, because life's short. At my father's funeral, my nephew and I were walking in the backyard, and he says, "Uncle Kent, what did you decide to do about going to that college or, you know, going to Wall Street?" And I said, "I'm not sure. I'm really not sure." He said, "It's clear to me." I said, "Really?" He said, "Do you want to make some money or do some good?" I go, "I want to do some good." He says, "Take the job at Guilford." I said, "Wow, you're only 25 years old and you're a lot smarter than I am about these kinds of things."
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. Let's see, what do we have here? There are no leftovers.
And also I've got the hookers and the Great Dane up there. I don't want you to know.
I'm being harassed. You trying to look as good as I am? Come on, dude. Just give it up, right? So I met his parents, they're both preppies too. On carnivore! What can I get for you? Don't you yell at me. What do you got today? Ooh, roast beef, you knew I was coming. Ooh. That trip, I went and met with students. In London, I said, I'll pay for it. London, the students wanted wine. In Munich, they wanted beer.
You left after 2 rounds.
I know, I was smart, exactly. Some people call these bar stools. I think it's a bad analogy, but that's what they do. Nice head, bro. Is that gonna blow over in a wind? Tell them what you want from me.
I want the keys to the Lexus, please. I'm waiting now. Give it up.
What do I enjoy about clubbing? I like the music, number one. Everybody in my group knows that it's Kent, but nobody else does. You know, I can't go out in Greensboro without, you know, somebody recognizing me. Not because of the Guilford thing, in part, but also because I've been doing TV here for 10 years on Fox 8. I'm anonymous. I just have a great time, anonymous. I don't stay out very late. If you're with me in a car, I usually have on Sirius.
Here we go. What's dubstep? Well, there's 3 channels here. There's 51 and 52. And then there's 53, which is a little bit on the strange side. They claim it's more chill music. It's a little bit too chilly for me. No, sorry.
There's a lot of good music from the gay club scene, like the White Album. Yeah, usually it's the polo shirt. If it's fancier, I'll, you know, have a long sleeve shirt, but never a tie, never a suit coat. My God, you'd look like you were a person from Mars. Am I the oldest person? I am clearly among the oldest people there, yeah.
Don't jump up and down with the band, though. I draw the line. No, I'm too old for that. Come on. But I don't jump up and down when you club. It's not a rave.
No, no beer. That's not for me. That's for guests. I mean the real dude. I mean, that's the real stuff.
And stay away. Nobody gets to touch the beer.
I hate beer. When I drink wine or I drink bourbon. Now, you give me bourbon, dude, I'm all over it. While I used to go to the parties, I would never, well, not never, I would rarely drive home drunk. Grassers in Western Pennsylvania are, you get a keg, you go out to a field, you get a couple of blankets, and you all get drunk. And I was always a designated driver because, you know, I'd have a couple of beers, but I wouldn't drink to excess because I was just too conservative, I guess. I did black out when I pledged. They made you drink, and I drank so much I have no memory of about a 3-hour period. That is the only time in my entire life that has ever happened. I was sick as a dog for 3 days. 8 bottles of beer, the equivalent of 8 bottles of beer in a very short time and with no food. And the Guilfordian's doing a report card on me after 10 years, which I think is an interesting concept. We'll see how it turns out. What I've been told, that's negative, right? Yeah, let's focus. Yeah, but positives are too easy. Let's focus on the negatives. I'm too corporate. I'm too chain of command, hierarchy, policies. I should be more loosey-goosey, to use it. They don't say that well, that's my term. More flexible, and I think that's being too flexible is what almost bankrupted this place 10 years ago. I don't really like Guilford. I'm a hired gun, come in here to fix the place, and I'll be out of here as soon as the job is done. Probably back to Harvard. Well, since I've agreed and I want to come back to teach after I'm done, I think that's bullshit, but you know, but I am told I'm a hired gun, and I've been told that point blank. I've spent too much of the college's money on facilities over the last 10 years. There's some truth in that. If I had to do it all over again, I would have done what we've done at facilities. I think the buildings were all needed. And remember, we haven't built a whole lot of new stuff. It's mainly been renovating existing buildings, like Archdale and King and Duke and Alumni Gym. There were some unrestricted gifts we got, which we put into buildings, which we could have put into faculty salaries, or at least faculty staff bonuses. One of the things we came close to but missed was adequate faculty staff salaries. All the art on all the walls in the house is now mine. What I'm ever going to do with this, I can't ever have one house anymore. I've got to be able to have two houses to put all this crap I've accumulated. But the art's all mine. In fact, the one on the corner over there was a Guilford student in the art show. Those pictures I bought in Munich when I visited the Munich Study Away program. This art I bought in rural Maine at a flea market. That art I bought in New York. This art I bought on a cruise ship. This art and that art I bought in Greensboro. You can see my soldier collection. It's ironic that at the Quaker College I collect toy soldiers, but it is what it is. And so there's soldiers there, soldiers over there. I also collect beer steins, my German background. The average college president lasts 6 years if you're public, 7 if you're private. If I'm in my 11th year, and if I was a milk carton, I'd be over my expiration date. I feel more energized now than I did when I first got here. Before I pack it in the ultimate sense, joining my ancestors, I want to go back to teaching. So the deal at Guilford is, whenever I do leave, I will be gone for a year. As one of the trustees said, so your glow will not blind the next president. I said, yeah, right. And then come back to teach. I'll be a full-time faculty member at Guilford.